Yep.
Day 2 on Johnny's car. So this is D-Day. We plan on starting and running this car. Now the weather's looking pretty nasty, so I'm not sure how much driving we'll get. Hopefully it passes and we can drive it later or something. Worst case, we'll get the new project up on the lift. Oh yeah, the wind is picking up out here. Pretty good storm front rolling in. All right, anyway, so worst case scenario, we'll get the new project up in the air, and we'll bring you guys an intro on this here shortly. But Johnny's car is just about ready to try to fire. Dan's finishing up the fuel pump wiring. He's got the last couple things, then we have to run that wire, which is already in the car, just to the relay that we put in for it. You guys have seen under the engine bay a lot, but now everything is pretty much ready. It's ready to be filled with coolant. We got the new radiator hoses front and rear. I have the temperature sending unit out just to allow air to escape out of the block while we're filling it. And yeah, she's pretty much ready to go. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. It's getting windy as hell outside. Oh, starting to rain. So next thing I'm gonna do, fill it with coolant, check the oil level. We just primed it the other day. It's gonna be good to go. It's full of assembly lube. And my prediction is gonna fire off relatively quickly. We gotta set the timing on it. I'm not sure what the advance is in the distributor, so we're gonna be playing with some of that stuff right away. Just to try to get to like a ballpark of like 34 degrees total overall timing. With the compression and stuff that's in here, that should be kind of where it's happiest. You know, really fine tune it, either strap it to a dyno or bring it to the track. That's gonna get us in a good spot. Then we'll start dialing in the carburetor. Oh yeah, it's starting to rain really good. We'll start dialing in the carburetor over the next couple days, driving it, which we'll bring that to you as a separate episode. But let's jump to trying to fire it off. Start Johnny's Mustang. It's carbureted. It's a pretty simple setup. So we're gonna just see if it fires off. Then we'll worry about checking timing and all that stuff. But go ahead, give it a whirl. The starter sounds terrible. Go ahead. Is it stopping it or are you stopping it? Fucking sounds really bad. So the only used component that we put back on this car for the most part that we haven't used in the past is the starter. And it sounds like a big old pile of shit. That sucks. Well, we're gonna see what we're gonna do with this. We'll be back. All right, we're gonna try this again. So we put a new starter in it. We just cranked it for a second and it still kind of sounds rough. So we might end up elongating the starter holes to try to get it away off from the flywheel a little bit. Seems like that might be the issue. But we're gonna see if she'll actually fire up this time. All right. We got some excessive smoking. I mean, it is a fresh engine, but it seems to be smoking quite excessively on the passenger side. So we're gonna kind of investigate that further. It's a little bit fat, but the carb idle's pretty good on cold stuff, so right on. Right on. Pretty happy. So far, so good. So we're gonna play with it a little bit, figure out, make sure it's not leaking oil out of the valve covers or anything silly like that, and then probably get it outside and let it warm up instead of smoking out the shop like it is right now. Great success.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we found a float bowl issue with the carburetor. It was flowing over. Now we're just running on low fuel pressure to make sure it doesn't continue to spill over. Dad's here playing with the carburetor. He likes that. Sounds pretty good. Not leaking anything.
I don't even know what it's at.
What's that? We gotta reset the timing. Where are you at right now?
15 or 10 degrees retarded. 12-ish. 20 degrees now.
What?
What size jet?
72s. That's what I saw in the front. I don't know about the back. Sounds good, huh?
What do you think? We don't need to run the vacuum on the regulator?
I don't think you have to. Nope. What are we at?
6.5.
And we're looking at a downward angle, so it's probably a little bit higher than what it shows, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, it's like between 6 and 6 and 3/4.
She's pretty fat.
Wow.
She's pretty fat.
Right into a jet for it.
Yeah. So we got good temperature. Hanging out about 195, 198 right now. Great oil pressure. I'm not pumped about the oil pressure. Tack does not work. The tack on the dash works though, which is surprising. Does that tack actually work? Did you get him one too?
Yeah, you got here. You had one.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Look, the tack on the dash works. That's nice.
Yeah, the tack on the dash works well.
video here. We'll bring you guys a driving update in the morning. We gotta bleed the brakes, it sounds like. Oh yeah. Because we got no brakes. Alright guys, made it the first shakedown with Johnny and Jess's Fox. Our cruise, where are we? I don't even know where we are. Capron, Illinois. We were just on 173 for about 7 years. That's how we got here. No issues whatsoever. I think I pulled it to 6,000 RPM 100 times on the way here. It wants more though.
It'll take it on the way home.
It wants more than 6,000. It just starts to really get going at like 5,200. Looks good though, huh?
It's amazing.
I didn't wipe it down. I should have wiped it down.
I'm Dan, by the way.
Johnny,
Nice to meet
nice
you.
to meet you. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
We're twinning.
There you go, yes sir. Little mixture of both. He's got the hat, you want the shirt. I'm Dan.
Got the hat. That's awesome.
Been a while.
You're telling me. Oh, that looks so nice.
Oh, the fuel system?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It has pretty good traction considering
Got a little baby tires.
little baby cheap tires on it. I was pretty shocked.
You didn't throw my antenna in the trash.
No, I didn't. Everybody had something to say about it,
Oh,
so I was like,
bet.
well, I can't throw it out. I mean,
It's kind of a...
everybody who looks at it's like, what's up with the antenna? I
you could
don't know.
That's bubbles. Carb's sweating.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, look at that. It's really cold and everything else is really warm.
I wonder why it's warm. Oh, that trans looks so good in there.
So the carburetor, aside from kind of being a pile, it's not that bad. But the biggest issue it has is the secondaries. Have you had a carb car before?
Oh yeah.
Aside from this one?
No.
Okay. So they're a little there's a lot of moving pieces on here. You have your primaries and your secondaries. So when you accelerate, you see that fuel right there?
Yeah.
So that's the squirter. You have one in the rear too. There's 2 sets of throttle blades. This is the rear one. Now this one tends to stick a little bit.
Okay.
So when I'm cruising, and we'll go for a ride. We're gonna go for a ride together. But when we're cruising, it'll like hang at like 1,500 all of a sudden. And you're like, okay, and you push the clutch in and it'll be sitting at 1,500. Now, the solution that I found is you just stick it really quick to wide open throttle. Just as fast as you can. And it'll come down to idle, which is what I did, like pulling in here. The solution to that...
Drive it.
Yeah, drive it, see if it gets better. Just, I don't know if the carb hasn't, if it's not worn in, or have...
It was rebuilt like the engine was. So,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, or have whoever rebuilt it look through it. That was crazy, man. No piston rings.
There's an interesting thing. We've never seen it before, but
I was like, well, you know, maybe the rings didn't seat.
Yeah, right.
Or, you know, that carb that was on it was so fat, I thought, because
It washed it out.
I thought it washed, you know, the cylinders. I don't know what he's going to get into.
Well, you know,
Here's
it's
for driving.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
sure?
it. Yeah, no,
You
keep
drove
it, keep
an
it, keep it, keep it, keep it. It was my pleasure driving in an hour. I'd drive in another hour.
Them seats aren't bad though, are they?
No, they're really not that bad. It's a pretty comfortable ride. It's a little stiff, but it helps it ride, you know, to handle pretty good.
Yeah.
So the fans are thermostat controlled.
Nice.
So the thermostat works, yeah, on the dial on top. I think I have it dialed in pretty good though. You shouldn't have to mess with it.
I won't touch anything.
But otherwise, if the ignition's on and the radiator's hot right here, see that's where the temperature pickup is?
Yeah.
It was like crammed in here, like it wasn't even taken out of the, they never really used it. So we took it out.
My buddy that never failed me.
Yeah, we ran it over here. So if this is warm, it'll kick the fan on, as long as the key's on. The fuel pump is also on the key. So if the key's forward, the fuel pump's always gonna be running. So if you're listening to music, put an accessory, not on key on.
You cleaned up that wiring a lot.
Yeah, we re-loomed the MSD harness, which you can't even see, but it's underneath that wiring harness. Comes over here. We changed your terminals to something that's a little bit more add-on friendly.
Right.
You know, when you add on
that looks so much better over there.
Yeah, we cleaned that up as much as we could.
Did you end up having to get a new starter too?
Yep, we put a new starter on it. And then we had to like modify this, because the Lakewood bell housing is, you know, it's a scatter shield. It's steel.
Yeah.
And there's like a 1/4 inch steel plate in the front too. It's probably like 3/16. But they're kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of a pain in the ass. So I had to get like offset dowel pins. So the dowel pins that hold it to the back of the engine, which you were missing one of them before. But they're like offset to make sure that it's centered around the crankshaft, to make sure you have straight alignment into the transmission. And then when we went to go put the starter in, it was really noisy. So then we had to like file the holes a little bit so we can kind of move the starter a little bit left and right. And then we kind of played with that until the starter got as quiet as possible. When we first started, it was like, we're like, ooh, that doesn't sound good.
Like your cousin's truck, well, his brother's truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds.
But now it sounds good.
We got vacuum.
Yeah, but all your gauges work. I mean, so your factory tack has not given me any problems at all until last night. I went and made a pull on it to check the timing. So I whacked it and I turned it off, and it went whoosh, like to 8,000. And I was like, well, it's off. So I shouldn't have done that. And then I started back up and it came back. I was like, okay, well, you know, that's fine. And then this morning I started it and the big tack worked fine.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
But that was the only, and then as soon as I like pulled out of the driveway, it stopped working. I was like, okay, something's funky with that one.
You flip this up, you can see yourself. Bam!
Yeah.
See, I don't know if the cluster has a problem. I mean, it's like just sitting at 40 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I have another cluster. Mine have white face gauges.
Have the wink.
There's like nobody out here. We're in a desolate town.
your hand there. Put it on this side. This side. Ready?
Yep.